talking right now. We're in the middle. Not the hurricane. No, Hurricane Tammy's got to go. She's the one that sent me that shitty ass message earlier. There's Kev's. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I just talked to Chris. My bad. Let me mute. No, Hurricane Tammy's got to go. She's the one that sent me that shit. No, but oh God, it's an echo for me. Yeah, if you guys find Hurricane Tammy, send her packing. Hi. Oh my gosh, people must have been waiting. They must have been waiting.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to boot Hurricane Tammy, but I forgot I'm not a mod over here.
Wait, what? Why are you not?
I think because
I figured it was worth coming over here too, because not all of my people follow Bougie, but then also I do think there's some people on the other side who maybe don't feel comfortable going in, and they'll probably get blocked on the sneaky. So my hope is maybe some of those people stalk me over here and can watch here too.
This is going to be crazy. So I don't know. I was just reading the news about the ban, y'all. Listen, what they're saying honestly is that even if it's not renewed, did you give them unemployment? No, I didn't. No, ma'am. That essentially what's going to happen is it's like Google and Apple that are worried about being fined, right, if they still distribute the app. So considering it's a federal holiday on Monday and it's the weekend, nothing is going to be filed, right? So it's not going to go dark. What it's going to do is if anything, you won't be able to make updates and things like that. So, I mean, that's what they say on the news, but here we are, and it was supposed to be down I don't know, all day, maybe the last couple hours. So here we are. All right. Okay.
Before we get deep, Mau,
Mm-hmm.
how was the panda? Not the panda, but how was Panda?
Oh, it was good. How was yours?
Mine is so good. I'm enjoying it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you eating Panda?
Because we agreed that we were going to have dinner together, so we had the same dinner. We have a friendship offline that isn't real. What do you mean?
Right?
Oh, my God.
This is what Chris just got from TikTok.
When he logged on. Yeah, people were saying they got an alert pop up on their screen saying it's going down on the 19th. It was weird. But it was supposed to be. That's tomorrow. So if anything, midnight. We've got till midnight.
Pastor Petty, if you're watching, I'm still waiting on the third cease and desist, by the way.
My real question is, why did none of us get invited for the Panda Friendship dinner?
Yeah. I did too, Kristen.
You see, because I'm really intimidated by Buggin because she's so freaking cute. So I'm afraid to talk to her. Stop it. Maybe one day we could be friends. Absolutely. Okay. And I heard we're neighbors, so that's even better.
Hi, everybody.
So I got a question.
Yes, Peggy from Jersey.
Is anybody planning on using an old cell phone, taking the SIM card out, right? You get a VPN.
No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
What?
Not how it works. It's not that you can't access it. It's that they were going. The companies that distribute it would be fined by the government for allowing it to be distributed. You couldn't make new accounts and things like that, right? So essentially, the app itself.
I agree. He never makes much sense at all.
Still work.
That's who he is.
People wouldn't be able to make new accounts. You wouldn't be able to update it. So essentially, over time, it would dissipate. That's what it says. But they left it up to Trump because tomorrow's, poor Mr. Biden's last day in office, and he's already said he would do the ban. I guess it was TikTok that didn't really find that to be enough of an answer for them. So we'll see. But I guess he spoke to them this morning. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing.
They don't have the ability to shut it down for us. Google and Apple can.
Here's the thing. I'm thinking about, because it was being discussed in another live earlier, how to get around it. And so I have a friend in the UK. And I could probably pester her, get her to make me an account, right? And just log into it, just scroll around for a couple of weeks, right? And then I can use an old phone on Wi-Fi and VPN and access it that way. Now I won't be able to access this account.
But you still won't be able to. I mean, so y'all, we'll just see how it works. How about that? You know what? I'm not worried about it. I'm not that pressed right now. If it goes down, it goes down. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah, I would say let's
not us that gets in trouble. It's the companies. It's the companies that distribute it that are essentially legally responsible and will be fined if they distribute it, and it's like a $5,000 fine. Sorry,
George, it is that serious for some of us.
Anybody seen that movie that's out right now? Y2K.
Give me 1 second. I got to message my daughter.
I heard about it. Hilariously strange and accurate. It's a good watch. I think everybody should watch it, seeing as you're not going to be able to get on TikTok. Go back to watching TV.
TV, hell. I'm on my 5th Mandarin.
I say that because most of them over there, just, they still can't read.
My friend. Don't block my friend.
Who's your friend?
I didn't do it.
Jesus. She does have a low following, but she's sorry.
Well, you said low following.
Okay, but she was in here last night. She's in here commenting. Yeah. She's good. So don't block my
name, so we know.
Get inside. Don't block her.
Oh,
I did that by accident. I'm sorry. They were in my live last night. I'm sorry. I did that by accident. No, you're fine. I just wanted to make sure.
It's called Y2K.
Renee, I know you didn't ask to be in here. Chili Willy, I doubt you're requesting a box. But here's, dude, I already made you a Marco.
Who did?
If that's Bubbles live in the background, please turn it down because I do not want the echoing, and I certainly do not want to hear her voice.
Yeah, screw that.
Yeah, I didn't care about them. Would you be willing to unblock me from your lives? Lime Jello would like to know leather and lace.
Yeah, Lime Jello's my person. They're good leather.
I like Lime Jello.
Your person.
Now, if they were strawberry Jello, I would say otherwise.
Or blueberry Jello.
I thought I was your person.
No, Rissa, that was a big no on that. She said no. That's what she said. Okay, Panda, you're good.
I didn't think I would cry today.
Oh, somebody got you perfectly. Not me.
Perfectly Imperfect's good too.
Perfectly Imperfect's good too. There you go. We've got Kez. All the mods.
I don't know why y'all want to be unmodded. It's just going to disappear anyway. Sheesh.
Well,
I'm just being an asshole.
Hold on.
That's what we do.
Let me remove somebody from my mod list. Please hold.
You see, Savannah, nobody understands me in here.
Listen, I want you guys to pay very close attention. If anybody is on Red Note, I'm fixing to drop something in the chat. If you know, you know.
Like a red. Every time y'all say Red Note, I think of like a red nose. She gonna shake it.
While Bougie's getting the mod situated, I just want to ask: can we refrain from calling people hoes or bitches or anything like that when we're doing this live? Just because I think it's gonna isolate some people.
What? Those are whores.
No, guys. I'm
making promises. I'm sorry. Okay, well, today's live, we're not going to be calling anybody whores, bitches, or to see you next Thursday.
I'm gonna cry.
It's starting to shut down for people. That's just too bad. We better get started. Okay. So, yeah, let's just not. I don't want to hear them in the background. I don't care what the fuck they do. They're going to do what the fuck they do anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to have to drop some people out right now because I'm going to need to have the screen, right? Drop out.
Yes.
Yeah, you need a big screen.
I'll drop.
And first I wanted Buggin. No, Buggin, I want you to actually first, I want you to give me a brief synopsis. You got a cease and desist at one point too?
No, so I sent a cease and desist, but they put out a cease and desist on a live prior to the cease and desist I sent.
No, it was a verbal cease and desist?
That's correct.
Okay. I guess if we die in the middle of this here live, we're gonna go to favorited, Miss Mallory.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm running on ADHD over there.
I'm sure everybody already has you guys. Okay. So can we fix the boxes so that we can do it? I did get my cease and desist yesterday. I just want you guys to know that I don't give any fucks. I had respectfully sent a cease and desist in May and was, he immediately went live with said cease and desist and proceeded to say it was fake and a joke and, oh my God, it's not a real email. All of the things. So I care not about your cease and desist. I have not put out I have not illegally obtained any documents claiming that they're court documents. They are all on websites that everybody can actually obtain themselves. And they have seals on them. And I certainly have not posted anything to any type of social media platform. I have gone live, but that's it. But let's be so honest. You sent that bitch as soon as you got off live yesterday, when you were showing all of my shit, which I find rather interesting. And well, I'm just saying, there's that. Y'all got to tap because I'm sure we're going to be reported.
I'm just going to hang out with my cease and desist.
Yeah, that part too. It is not notarized. It doesn't fucking matter if it was notarized. I welcome Pastor Betty to take me to court. I welcome it. I do. Right, Andy. Because you'll be open to discovery and you'll be open to the same standards in which you claim to be suing me for. So I welcome it because you, sir, are the one that has spread misinformation and bold-faced lies and shown my whole legal name, as you state in that their cease and desist. It's the same cease and desist, both of them. He just copied and pasted. And there's that. So, okay, Megan doesn't need to be muted, though. Megan hasn't said anything wrong. Megan does not need to be. No, you guys. Stop. She can be here. She is not saying anything. She's like not causing any problems. Jesus, if you're going to block anybody, block old Bubbly. Anyway, again, I'm not worried about it. There have been many people that have sent cease and desist over the last couple of years. As a matter of fact, he did the same thing to them. I will also say that he is a TPO happy kind of guy. Mm-hmm. And we do have that TPO that he filed that he lied on about somebody else that was exposing him in 2023 for the same shit. And that went nowhere and was dismissed. So there's that. Anyway, I haven't done anything to him that he surely hasn't done. Times 12 to me. So, and many others, but again, I'm not pressed. Please take me to court. I would love it. I would love for them to see how you are with people as well. So to get down to it, Buggin, give me the brief synopsis over the situation with the TPO and the mistress and all of that, because people are not here. It's scamming clauses live. Who's texting? Or who's why do I hear Eddie?
That's Duggan's background.
Oh, sorry. Are you out? Are you good? Buggin? Sorry, Buggin. I did want you to give a brief synopsis for those people that were not aware of what happened before I even came onto this app and even go down this rabbit hole.
Two wrongs don't make a right. They absolutely did wrong. I know they did wrong. Oh my God, they did wrong. But oh my God, you shouldn't do that. Excuse me? So, go get fucking blocked by your creator and tell them that they are wrong. Well, should you have told them? As soon as I put up a photo, here go the tears. But you put up my photo first, and oh my God! Oh, look at him! Look at him! Oh my, yeah. But as soon as I put,
he would not have words with any man. It was always a woman. He was always body shaming and degrading and all kinds of craziness. So, fast forward a little bit, he went after his mods, and he did what he called was exposing, but he made up a bunch of stuff. So we all walked away. A lot of us walked away. It was disgusting. It was just really bad. So shortly after we had all walked away, here came him going to jail. And he was there. We all knew what the charges were. We had all spoken about it.
For victim.
And so when he got out, we learned that there was a mod who was also the mistress, and the drama began. Her group of friends did not agree with what was going on and ended up walking away from her. I had a conversation with her. We very quickly squashed whatever drama there was between the both of us, because I feel like he was starting fires and trying to get her to start shit with people so that he didn't have to do dirty work. Having said that, when we all left, I started working again with United Against Scammers. And he was being exposed left and right. It wasn't just United Against Scammers. There was people everywhere speaking about him and the stuff that he had done, speaking about the charges, because they were very public. Nobody had to dig. Nobody had to go find him. Nobody had to pay for him. Nobody had to go to a courthouse. They were very public charges. And he didn't like that. So when he got out, him and said mistress came on a TikTok live and did a verbal cease and desist for everybody, that everybody was to stop talking about it, blah, 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 whoopity, whoopity, whoop. And of course, nobody stopped talking about it. Everybody kept it up, because the reality was he was the same person he is today, not a nice man. Drama between Shark and Petty ensued. They didn't like each other. They never liked each other. We had been working on scammers for quite some time, and Petty didn't like that we were starting to get different scammers taken down. So how do I explain this? Petty came for a couple of Sharks mods. Before that, we had a girl that was within our group who got the boot from our group. And she got the boot because she had gone real life on somebody that was not in anti-scam, not in awareness, but she was close to that. And she got the boot for that. Well, the first thing she did was ran right over to Petty. And she gave him all of our information. He looked all of us up. He was live one day about me and was saying some just crazy off the wall things, that I had thousands and thousands of dollars in credit card debt and eviction. So I got in the box and said, what are you even talking about? And his concern on that day was, why does my oldest daughter call my current fiance dad? And I explained to him that while it wasn't his business, he had been raising my daughter because her bio dad was not on this earth anymore. Okay. It wasn't his business. I didn't have to answer him. But if you're going to put me on blast in front of hundreds of people, you're going to hear the answer. And he didn't like that answer. He just kept doing what he does to everyone else. He talked over me and did that laugh over me and yelled over me. He wouldn't allow me to answer. So I went live myself. And I told everybody everything about myself. And then I ended because I didn't owe anybody any of that. Shortly after, I sent him and the woman that he was working with cease and desist, to which, when he received my cease and desist, he signed, because it was sent to the care of his wife, because I wanted her to know what was going on.
that he had joined with this woman. They had green screened my minor child's school, a map to it. I'm not saying that whatever. And all kinds of other stuff. Well, he had signed for the cease and desist, and he decided he was going to use the part of the cease and desist that had my full legal name and the address where my family lays their heads. And that was enough for me. I ended up getting in contact with multiple people on the base. The woman who he was working with decided she was going to threaten to shoot my family. I was able to get a restraining order against her, and it didn't stop until I went radio silent. That's when he stopped. People were coming into lives. They chased me around for months with my family's names on TikTok accounts. I have screenshots of his lives where people are putting my name in the chat. It went on for months, and it didn't stop until I just basically walked away from TikTok. I was there. I was looking at stuff, but I didn't go live. I didn't speak about it anymore. It wasn't safe for my family. And it took a long time until a friend of mine who works with Scam Slam was, telling me about some stuff that had happened with him. And I texted her and said, hey, here's what he's done to me. I'm going to send you what I still have, and you can have at it because I'm no longer scared. And of course, when we went live so that I could tell what he did to me, the first thing he did was he went live that night and told his same old lies about credit card debt and that I had at one point been evicted. The reality was I was the homeowner and I had to evict someone else. But of course, he didn't tell that story. He told a whole different story. And it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. There's women who follow that man who blindly follow and defend that are not realizing they are defending a predator. And these people are women with children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, friends that have daughters, friends that have sons. And you are defending a predator, and that's pretty sick. Pretty sick.
Agreed.
I don't know who said it in the comments, but who's the mistress? I'm not. Bougie has her name if she wants to say it. I am not. Her and I squashed any drama that we have. She didn't want anything to do with the drama between Petty and I didn't want anything to do with her. So.
But there was a back and forth, right?
There was a back and forth. She had said something about
Hi, welcome.
Right? At one point, whenever she was out there.
Correct. So she was defending him, and she was posting all kinds of stuff on Reddit, on his Reddit. They posted all of our information and some nasty stuff about us. And she had posted that, I don't know, I was a fence jumper or something with Petty. And so I came on, I made a video. I suggest you leave me alone because I know some secrets about you that I'm pretty sure you don't want everybody to know. To which she messaged me and said, hey, listen, I don't want the drama. This is not something I want. I don't want anything to do with the shit that Petty's doing. And I said, hey, listen, you leave me alone and I'll leave you alone. But the first time you say my name after this, it's on. It is on.
Yeah. And that was the thing is she was willing. And he ultimately didn't leave his wife to be with her. But that went on, but it cost her her marriage for sure. And I mean, I'm glad because for her, it saved her and her two young children from having to fall into that bullshit that would have been a reality once they've been together permanently.
Yeah. Keep listening.
Absolutely. And I'm sure he built her up to this huge pipe dream like he does, when he thinks he has info on someone. Everybody get your screenshots. Everybody get your screenshots. Grab your popcorn. Sit down. You're going to want to hear this. And then it's a dud. It always happens that way. And I have no doubt that he probably built her up and fed her a bunch of pipe dreams and then turn around and stayed where the money's at. The reality is the wife was the breadwinner.
Mm-hmm.
He could not bite the hand that feeds him.
That is true. It's crazy. But he did this TPO that I'm showing that was just going to read. That's what he filed on his mistress's like friend, because she ultimately was exposing him. And she had the snark page, the one I was telling you guys about last night.
You should be able to subscribe over here.
And he made these
I'm just not sure how you do it from your side.
That ultimately it was immediately dismissed. But the bottom line is, if you listen to this and the wild things he says in it, you have to ask yourself, why in the world was there no evidence for any of these things? But go ahead, Rissa, if you can read that.
Hold on 1 second. Just turn the light up so Mama can see.
People are saying it's lagging really bad. It's probably because we're being recorded, and it's probably also... Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Everything all at once.
If I have to reset, I will if it gets to be that bad.
Okay. I got a little bit of a blur to it, so I'm going to do some zoom.
Are you talking to me, Savannah? How do I go out and come back in?
We can't go out and come. I mean, we can, but she would have to end. Okay. The most recent incident that causes me to ask for a civil protection order occurred on or about July 9th, 2023 at about 2 p.m. Here's where we get a little blur. Oops, sorry, y'all. Colorado Springs.
You don't have to read all that.
Just what he wrote? Okay.
Just what he wrote.
So, blank person, release, and I'm going to say it with the way it's written, so don't come for me. Release a nude photo of me online. She showed up to my home with what appeared to be a weapon. She follows me to my gym once a month. She has tried to get in contact with my wife, PastorPettyClay, on several occasions. She tried to talk to my kids at the park on Fort Carson. And then another incident, he says, occurred July 9th, 2023 at about 2 p.m. Blank, released nude photos of me and came to my home it's supposed to say resides or
something.
It's something. A base gives something on my door. So this person came to my house and put something on my door. She left a nude photo taped to my front door on Fort Carson saying she would be back. She called my phone several times telling me that she was talking to my wife, who is, I'm guessing, as an officer. It's cut off on that last page.
She's a soldier.
Talking to my wife, who is something. The most dangerous thing she has done is have police show up to my home and my children's daycare. She has called Fort Carson and my wife's company, threatening explosion threats. And
threatening before the explosion is a BOM.
Yes, the regular word. When I say explosion, the other word. And of animal cruelty, different. It's blurred, so I'm guessing
It's so hard to read.
Yeah. Showing up to our home took it too far. These are his words.
Correct. So again, like, this was wild because this woman lived on the other side of the country, and to say that she's coming to Fort Carson, which she is not a military member. So, I mean, we've been over the like guidelines on how you get on base 100 times, and it's on the website. You can't just get on as a civilian. You have to be sponsored by somebody in the military or a dependent that lives on that base. And to say that she comes once a month, I mean, where are the pictures of said nudes that were posted to
Exactly.
base? I mean, you're
If
telling
this is a regular occurrence, you should have started documenting.
The base didn't like shut down the base if they got an explosion threat. You're telling me they would have not looked into that? Like, be so fucking for real, okay?
Well, not just that part, but although we no longer speak regularly, the person who he did this against, one, she would never. That's a waste of time. Two, she would never. And three, that's so far out of her character to do anything in what he wrote that there was no believing it. I mean, of course, there were people that believed it, but it's just not something she would ever do. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And then after this, he actually came to where she was, went live in front of the police department, and then took pictures and video of inside the police department when he filed a false police report on her. And in a mean to kind of haunt her and intimidate her. And this was his mistress's at the time's best friend. Maybe not at the time, because he filed this in July of 2023. And I mean, the mistress was back in Pennsylvania, but still, it's very crazy. It's the outlandish accusations here that we're talking about. It's just as outlandish as half the shit he says about people that he has no receipts on and doesn't show any receipts on. It's crazy. He then proceeded to like show text messages that with no number, claiming that this person was a text messaging his mistress's husband, that she was messaging him. I mean, there's a whole like text thread between him and himself. It was weird, and I have all of those, but I mean, there's a lot of screenshots to it. But I mean, this was just not even 2 years ago, and shortly after he had gotten out of jail. So there's that. And he was in his court hearings, the girl, and she was there when he got out of jail, and then sent a photo of her and his son to all of her friends, and they called her out on it. We're like, what the fuck are you doing? And we have those texts too. But go ahead, Buggin, if you have anything else to add to this ridiculous story.
No, I don't have really more to add to it. The girls who happened to be her friend, they did the right thing. They walked away. They spoke out about it. It was gross, and they were a group that was clearly very tight, very tight. So it was sad to see. It was sad to see somebody who was their friend allow him to do that. And it is my assumption that shortly after, that's why there was no more mistress.
And I'm glad that she's got a new life. I mean, I hope it's definitely a learning lesson. Last night we were talking about, the Reddit page that he was able to go and become a mod in after he had this girl banned. So this is the girl with the order that made the start page. And after he had her banned from Reddit, he went and became the mod and then took it down. And we were talking about the Reddit post that we all saw. And last night after I went live, it just so happens that he went on Reddit and deleted that same account that we were showing his male for male, requests for male for male friends with the video and several other posts. So, I mean, that's weird. Very ironic. Let's see. Do I really need to show anything out of this for this situation, Mallory? Do you think, Arissa or Bubba?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if anybody is in question or doubting that there was the mistress.
Oh, she exists for sure.
We know she exists. There are a lot of people that said that came out of thin air. But there's many things to show proof that not only was she the mistress, she was putting stuff on the books. She thought that was going to be her life.
She sent a text, and I have that one's probably worth noting. She sent a text saying that, "Yay, plea deal is approved."
Oh, sorry about the lagging. It's yes, he's lied about the mistress, but this TPO, this was the mistress's friend that it was filed against, not against the mistress, against her friend.
Buggin, and you were able to see those messages too about like the plea deal and then him getting out of jail. And
yes, I was. I was able to see them. She was very much on his side. Although odd to me, I don't. Yes, I was able to see those messages.
Again, too, we are speaking about the man who was recently exposed for inappropriately texting his mods. And we have seen the proof of at least one of those with Miss Sunshine. So I do want to emphasize that for anyone who might be questioning things. Like it's not like it's a one-off. This has been continuous over the years.
it has. The TPO was denied. Yes, absolutely was denied. Absolutely. So I think, this is a pattern of behaviors that's been going on for a very, very long time. But then you also spoke to his sister at one point. She had come in y'all's live.
I did. So when he was coming after us, the reason for him coming after us mods of Sharks was they thought that it would be a way to get to Shark. They thought that if they came hard for us and they doxed us and they intimidated us, that it would intimidate us into giving up Shark's information. And of course, that didn't happen. Having said that, his sister was in his live and was watching what he was doing to us. And she came over into our live and got in the box and was thoroughly disgusted with the things that he had been doing. She had gone live with us a couple times after that, letting us know what the real stories were on some things and, what issues she had an issue with that he was doing. It was very eye-opening. She did, quite a few times. And then I know he, one of the things she went with us, he called her names that you would only call someone that you hate. And when I say that, I mean very racist.
I was saying that loud because it was disgusting. He called her a porch monkey.
Mm-hmm.
He did. And that really hurt her.
Kind of like recently when he said everything terrible about everybody in his family. I mean, the worst, the most ridiculous allegations about everybody in his family.
Ultimately, his sister was, she was being a girl's girl. She didn't like to hear, she heard firsthand, watched him live, talking about us and saying, you guys have seen him go live and talk about people. It was repulsive and she didn't like it. According to her, they weren't raised that way. And she just was really nice. And she stayed with us for a little bit and I don't know where she went. I wish I could find her because she was super sweet.
And she told the truth or said that she validated essentially what had happened, what he did to his son.
Correct. She did say that when he took on the oldest, that they were not very nice to him. I mean, including just right down to sleeping quarters and things like that. That she did validate.
And the sleeping quarters were that he didn't provide.
A bed? He didn't provide, correct. He did not provide the kid a bed.
Yeah. Was she aware of what was going on with his allegations of his son?
She was aware that there was something going on. I don't think any of us really were prepared for what it turned out to be. I know that a lot of them were just, they were words on paper with his name. I really don't think any of us were prepared to hear what it actually was. She did know there was something going on. She did know they were not very nice. She did say some things about the wife and things like that, but I don't think any of us were really prepared to hear what really.
Can I just emphasize real quick too that because I know there's always questions about things and whatnot. This is the same man who has belittled and shamed other women for their relationships and who just a few days ago put up someone's what he thought was full divorce record or something and implied that they should be ashamed for having gotten a divorce. So
that was mine, and I wasn't divorced. It showed that there was a filing for in divorce court, but I guess he thinks that domestic relations, which is just the type of that it is, that meant DV would be my guess. And insinuated that
Charlie.
That was what he posted yesterday, and then immediately got off of live and said bullshit, cease and desist. So
Charles, hey, look at mommy.
That. Okay. I wanted to.
Sorry, Charlie. There's reverse coughing. Moose, stop. Not now.
Okay. Oh, Bogdan, one more thing. One more question for you. So, the things that I have been saying about Pastor Petty's lies and, his behavior, all of it, right? This is a pattern.
Oh, it's very much a pattern. Over the years, I have seen the same pattern keep over and over and over, whether it's between women and demeaning women, or not having enough drama and going after mods, or being inappropriate with people and then being. It is absolutely a pattern throughout the years. It has continued to happen. There's no new stuff. It's always the demeaning women, showing their information, doxing them, going after mods. It's always been that.
And especially the people that call him out or expose him.
Absolutely. If you call him out, that's when he's coming for you. That's absolutely when he's coming for you. You call him out because there's no remorse. He has no remorse for anything that he's done. When we went live with Scammy Claus, I spoke with someone the following day who said, he wants to apologize to you. There was never an apology. There wasn't an apology in all that time. There was no way he was going to apologize. He has zero remorse for anything he's done. It's always someone else's fault, or someone did this, or someone provoked it, or someone did this. And it's as if he's just disagreeing with something he said or done. This is a pattern. 100% pattern.
People have been calling him out for the bullshit story with his son. People have been calling him out for the lying about all of his court shit. People have been calling him out for the doxing and the misinformation. All of that well before me. Correct?
That's correct. That is absolutely correct. People have been calling him out since I first found him. And the people that were calling him out were people that were his friends. I was in his live. These people were there, and a few days later, they were calling him out. And these were people that are no longer they were never with anti-scam or the awareness community. They were a completely different community. And those people were calling him out then.
And he went after Shark for stolen valor, of course.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
He went after Shark. I think his biggest thing was he thrives and he finds enjoyment on finding someone's information and then exposing it. That is something that he likes to. I mean, I have a video of him saying if anybody could give him Shark's first name, last name, and address, that he has $500 for them. And like I said, they said in a live that they were coming for us mods because that was their first step at getting to Shark. They underestimated us. There was no way we knew what we knew about Shark. We knew what we needed to know about Shark that nobody else needed to know but us mods. And they didn't like that. They wanted to hurt him.
Crazy. That's crazy. And he talks about this TPO, and he talks about in that YouTube video, Mallory, back in 9 months ago. And I want to point out that I've said 100 times that his stories about the situation with his son have definitely revolved over time and evolved over time. There's versions of it that, I mean, he makes up new parts to it every fucking time somebody calls him out for it. And I mean, so the video that we played in Scammy Clauses live with the video of the people calling him out, like his ex-mods or mods or whatever, and he talks about his son being in an institution. I think we should play that because that was back in 2022. And then I think go to the one where he's watching Boss Hog, and Boss Hog is showing texts and things that they have received from people that are saying the same thing that we're saying right here. The same thing. About the mistress, about the son, all of it. So do you have that video, Mallory? Do you need me to send it to you real quick? The 29-second one of his mom's calling him out.
I don't have the 29-second one, but I do have the other one where he's with Boss Hog.
Okay, you can hear. Can I expand you? You play that one.
Okay.
I would show it. I would just play it so everybody can hear. Yep. Everybody needs to tap while we're playing this. And I'm going to go send you the other one on Snap.
Okay, and also it is a little hard to hear, so I apologize. This is his video of his YouTube. So let me get it. Sorry, my screen just closed on my iPad, and it's about 2 minutes.
Mother's boyfriend. I went to jail recently, and you better look it up. You better fucking look it up. I had to wait in jail for them to dismiss my charge as I got a not guilty, and some fucked up shit happened, and I got a hung jury on another charge, and they did me a fucked up way. They did something they don't do to people when they got hung juries. They put me in jail. They put me in jail until I said, I ain't taking no motherfucking deal. And they dismissed that second charge. You want to go play? Go play. My son, when you pull up them records, and that's why he didn't give it to you and he gave you a Snapchat. Because I wanted to say the truth. I wanted to say the truth. My son, from 3. Huh? Okay. My son from age 3 to the age of 13 and in Hollywood, and a whole bunch of other stuff that safety involves. You could take that BS wherever you want to take it. You can take that BS wherever you want to take it. But don't be talking about, I done tell somebody, I got him somewhere safe. I got him getting the mental health that he needs. Most of y'all be throwing stuff up under the rug and talking about children, about stuff you don't know about. You keep my child out your mouth and you don't know what happened to him from age 3 to 13. I'm the one that got him to safety. That means I'm the one that know about it and put it out there to the police. So you shut your mouth about some shit you don't know about while he getting the healing that he needs. Because if I'm the one that put it out there, that means I would have been the one that went to jail. And I wouldn't be here right now. But a matter of details that I know and the amount of details that he shared with them officers. So you shut your stinking ass mouth.
So I know it's hard to hear. The YouTube video is on his page, and if you go back, it's on his live videos. But he is describing his son's situation, and he says that he knows that his son that he is accused of assaulting his younger son was actually the one who was assaulted. And he then goes into explaining that he has his son in a mental institution because he basically is getting him the mental help that he needs. And we have been able to, figure out the son is with the mother. But it's really important because that's something that has changed and evolved over time to not even become present in the situation where he's discussing things.
And he also stated that he would have been the one that went to
We're
jail.
gonna have to reset. Nobody can hear us. We're gonna have to reset. We're lagging so bad.
Okay.
I think nobody can even. They didn't even hear the video. I don't believe. So
We can hear. Okay.
Okay, let's reset real quick.
Moose, no. Moose, Marco. Hold on, guys. I'm waiting to see if Bougie goes live. Hi. If you did just miss that recording, though, it's on Petty's YouTube, and it's 100% him saying, not that his child was arrested or anything else, but that the child he now says essayed the younger son had been essayed so badly that he had to be in a mental institution and was getting the help he needed. But remember, a few days ago, he said that California is the worst and doesn't care about kids.
We're coming back. Bear with us, y'all. Better, not better.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
So I think that one video, it's really low. I mean, I can post it on.
Is that the video? Oh,
I heard it.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good.
Okay.
That was weird.
So let me test it real quick and see if everybody can hear this time around. because it is important to hear, because he basically talks about the older son.
But I also posted this right here, and I'll take it down so that you guys can see the comments in a second. But this is this sentence, and I'll show a bigger one of it. I guess probably if I can somehow shrink it. Where he was remanded to the custody of the Monterey County Sheriff is what it says. You just can't see it. To serve out his sentence. Okay, he was not put in jail with a hung jury. He wasn't done wrong, like he says here in this clip. And just like he said the other day when he talked about it, he was not done wrong by the system. He was sentenced to 120 days in jail, and this was the day of his mistrial and the not guilty verdict for the other charge. And he was sentenced to 120 days in jail because they waited to do his sentencing for the child one on this day. And that's what he got, as well as probation. And this is the one he pled guilty to. Okay. Pled guilty. So see if you can go ahead and I'll shut this down now so that you can play that and maybe people can see the comments.
Okay. All right. Try it again.
Hold up. Mother is boyfriend. I went to jail recently, and you better look it up. You better fucking look it up. I had to wait in jail for them to dismiss my charge as I got a not guilty, and some fucked up shit happened, and I got a hung jury on another charge, and they did me a fucked up way. They did something else to people when they got hung juries. They put me in jail. They put me in jail until I said, I ain't taking no motherfucking deal. And they just got stuck in trouble. You want to go play? Go play. My son, when you pull up them records, and that's why he didn't give it to you, he gave you a Snapchat. Because I wouldn't just say the truth. I'm the truth. My son from 3. Huh? Okay. My son from age 3 to the age of 13 was being R-worded by his mother's boyfriend and a whole bunch of other stuff that safety involves. You can take that BS wherever you want to take it. You can take that BS wherever you want to take it. But don't be talking about, I got to touch somebody. I got him somewhere safe. I got him the mental health that he needs. Most of y'all be throwing stuff up under the rug and talking about stuff you don't know about. You keep my child out your mouth. You don't know from age 3 to 13. I'm the one that got it. That means I'm the one that know about it and put it out there to the police. So you shut your mouth about some shit you don't know about. Why he getting the healing that he needs. Because if I'm the one that put it out there, that means I would have been the one to went to jail. And it wouldn't be here right now for the amount of details that I know and the amount of details that he shared with them officers. So you shut your stinking ass mouth.
Okay.
So nowhere did we hear what we've heard before, which we'll hear here in. Well, we'll hear the same rendition in the other video that I sent you, Mallory, from his mods, calling him out.
The one you just sent.
Children that are currently in a mental facility for being the R word, for being sexually assaulted for years. Children, you spoke on kids. How about that? You spoke on them. So.
Okay.
Currently in a mental facility for being the R word. A, that child wasn't in a mental facility for being the R word. He's never been in one. He's been with his mother. So
Well, and also, I will point out in that first video, he made it very clear. He specified he was found not guilty on one charge and that he was hung jury on the other. So he had originally tried to present the plea deal he had as a not guilty and that it never happened. So
he has.
yeah.
Because as a matter of fact, we have the screenshot of him showing after I started coming out with this, of him showing his transcript.
Mm-hmm.
What it was is that he has portrayed all of this under the guise of transcripts and documents from the animal cruelty case.
Mm-hmm.
He never, and not saying that he had to, but once you started opening the can of worms and you started lying, you got too deep in it. And that's when you probably should have clarified. He never said that there were two separate cases filed within 24 hours of each other. And there's two separate outcomes. And she's going to show you, but he presented all of this under the details from that animal cruelty case. So he can come off and say, well, I didn't lie. Well, you did.
Yeah.
All of it was based on bullshit that you were spinning. And words out of his mouth, I know y'all heard a couple of days ago where he said California was shit. There's no mental health services. There was no support, and yada yada whoop-de-whoop. Referred to the child as Satan. But then in that, his own audio on his own YouTube, his son is doing so well, getting the support that he needs.
Well, and if you
So which one is it?
If you listen to the story has evolved. The older son originally was the one who was experiencing the trauma, and there was nothing about the younger son. But now all of a sudden his older son is Satan, and he did all these terrible things to the younger son, but by his own account, these videos come after he's been in jail for the plea deal that he took. So how can it be one thing, but now it's another completely? Because it's already in the past. It's already happened when you're saying these stories, but it goes from one son to the other son.
And the bottom line is, you were the assailant.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Nobody else but you.
And I think all of this matters. For those of you who want to say it doesn't matter or why does this matter, there is a child out there who is almost 18 years of age. He was 14 when his own father accused him of a crime that could have gotten him charged as an adult. And I would argue that any of you with children, if the father of your child came on here and told everyone that your child was that type of individual and your child wasn't, you would be pretty upset, and that child does deserve justice. Now, I will point out, because I did this on my channel too, and I think it's very important that Petty still has all of the videos up of every individual that he is accused of being a schmexual abuser of children that have been proven to not be guilty, still up on his YouTube. So if he's willing to accuse all of these people of this, and he's been found to have lied about all of these people, why are we believing him on this one thing?
Really quick, I also think it's very important to mention two things. One, the child that speaks about is, while he may be getting mental health help, he is in the custody of his mother. And two, Petty is not allowed to have any contact with him.
Mm-hmm.
So how does he know he's receiving any services at all?
And actually, per the terms of his plea deal, he's allowed to disturb the peace of that child.
Well, he actually also gave up his rights,
Mm-hmm.
terminated his own rights whenever he was arrested. I mean, period. So, I mean, he has no rights to this child at all. I don't know why I can't find this screenshot. I know it's here.
You're right, Jamie.
Can somebody big box me for a second? Oh, hell. I'm going to have to snip it to the bottom.
Hold on, let me change the grid.
Okay, let's see if that works. But you will notice they entered at least 3 photos into evidence. And all that fun stuff while Bougie is doing this so that you have the proof. It's still a little... Oh, there it is. Not allowed to harass the son.
N-word, attack, strike, threaten, harass, stalk, sexually assault, batter, and it's cut off for me.
Yeah. But
y'all get it.
Not just speaking out the butt. Like, the minute order exists. This child that he's not allowed to harass, he's on the internet telling everybody that the child is a schmexual abuser. Even though there's no charge on the child. Keep this in mind. There's no charge on the child.
There is no SA case. For everybody screaming and hollering, you dug into his SA case, you talking about blah, it does not exist. There is no SA case. This that he was charged with and pled to is not an SA case.
And if the story that Pastor Petty has told us is true, if his younger child, as he said, was the one that was laying in the bathtub, was clinging to life, why was he charged with the assault of his older child in that moment? And based on the details that he has given us and the experiences that he have said occurred, how were police and medical personnel so capable of looking over a child who was that severely hurt? I think that's a very important question to ask yourself.
When Bougie comes back, there's a question in the comments, and while I think I am correct on the answer, the question is, did the mother confirm? And the question before that was, but if he was a minor, you wouldn't have access to that. Did the mother confirm that, Bougie, when you spoke to her?
Which part? I'm sorry, what?
That there is no SA charges on the minor child.
Whoa, 100%. There are none. No.
Petty himself has said there weren't.
Uh-huh. And I mean, the narrative that I had heard up until recently was that he, just like you heard in the one with Boss Hog, that he, in a sense, was, the martyr in a way. And he says, I would have been to jail. I mean, I would have been arrested. It wasn't me. I rescued my son after he had been I gave it all to the police. And that's why he wasn't in jail. That's what he said in that video. I never heard any of the other stuff until after that, which was after I started calling him out. His mother did know, and that he had made false allegations of his son being a predator, so to speak, by CPS when they contacted her. And I have heard people over and over say, well, I mean, she never got the information, or how come CPS didn't give it to her? I don't know. I don't know. I will say that when the mother got word, it was about 3 weeks after he was indicted, which was January of 2022. So he had been in a foster home, and they called her again. She had given him temporary, guardianship of him by that document, the Google Doc, and then found out later that when she sent the Google document on the Google Drive, that it automatically makes that person an editor, and he went in and edited it and wrote up all this stuff, and then essentially went after her for child support. She had her son his whole life. He had been dodging child support his child's whole life, and he only had his son for less than a year. So I do think it's important to recognize, no matter what you believe of the mother, she herself, because now she's the SA, right? Now she's the SO, is what his latest rendition was, that she allowed it, that she watched it, all the things. And I mean, she would be in jail. Now, again, when this happened with him and he made that call, he made the allegation that he had put his hands on his child because he had caught his child, essaying his younger son. And I believe he repeated that. I didn't know all the details to that because I didn't watch it live, but I know he repeated that recently, saying that there was, blood in the bathroom. I don't know, one of you two ladies that watched it or whatever can speak on exactly what he said about that, because again, he never would have been charged with it. He never would have taken a plea deal if he was asking somebody to come and get his son because his son had essayed his younger son. He talks about a forensic report. That doesn't exist. And if it does, I don't know why. I mean, you talk about it, 80 pages. I mean, your younger son would have had to really been hurt if that was the case, because that's a long ass forensic report.
And I just want to say, because some of the questions that I've seen in the last few days, why is this anybody's business? What do you think happens to a child that comes on this app who's been accused of something like this? Or what do you think might happen if somebody listening reaches out to that son? Like, do we not understand how bad it can be when a man has already said that 5 individuals are P3 and been proven wrong on each one?
His son does know that he has alleged this on him because he heard it when he was there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his son was also, I don't want to be coerced into going along with this narrative that he had been essaying his stepdad. This is the man that had raised Petty's son his whole life, because Petty didn't want shit to do with him.
And he actually to the son not going along with things, because he said when he described California as being a shit state and not caring for children or their mental health, he actually said that they wasn't there to convince your child that the things they told you were not true in the first place. And how would he know that if he surrendered the rights to the child, number one? But
I guess he was in his book. He says that his son came and told him about the stepdad, when he was there, but never said anything about anything else. But now, as of recently, it's become he got the stories of all the siblings in it. And you heard what he said last week when he made the comments about the 45, about the baby mama and all of that, and her role in all of this. Which, do not tell me that he went to jail and was charged for child abuse because he picked up a phone and made a call. But yet this woman, allegedly, according to him, allowed, watched, and participated in the SA of all of her children by these children's father, because it wasn't all of the kids' stepfather. It was just his older son's stepfather. The other one are this other man's kids, all 4 of them. So you're telling me they never ever investigated it? He also said recently that she had been running from him and his attorney and the police for over a year, That's not true. And your attorney then should have written your fucking bullshit cease and desist, because he probably would have sounded a little bit more intelligent than yours. Also, that wouldn't be the case, because again, if I can find her, and if CPS found her, what? And for the last year, what are you talking about? You have not had rights to your child since 2022 that you voluntarily gave up, and it was investigated by CPS, and that is what they told the mother, that he had falsely accused his son of sexually assaulting his younger son.
Mhm. And again, he specifically said about 10 months ago on that video, you can still find it on his YouTube if he hasn't run to take it down like he did his Reddit page last night. The video where he tells people that he was found not guilty on one charge and the hung jury on the other charge. He implied that he never went to jail and that he was found not guilty on the child abuse.
And that's not the case. That is not the case. He took a plea deal, and even his girlfriend told everybody when he took the plea deal, and he agreed to the probation terms, and he was remanded to custody on January 18th to serve out his sentence of 120 days. And that was what I had just shown. He was not in jail because the DA and you watched the DA get fired. None of that. So, I mean, at some point, people have to be somewhat logical and objective. It's not everybody else against him. Mm-hmm. That's weird. It's always everybody against him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Southern Mimi, did you mean to come up? Oh, no. I'm sorry. You're fine. So, it's going to be under running on ADHD, right, Mallory?
Yes.
So, there's that. I mean, I don't understand why that is so hard to comprehend. And I just also want to make it abundantly clear that we have always spoken up, at least I can speak personally, for his son, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing he has said has he shown proof of. We have not spoken on his son's experience. We have spoken up for his son because, frankly, his older son deserves justice. Imagine having to know what your son has heard that you have said and alleged about him, but also that's probably a reason why he never told his mom about what you did to him. You've made him look like a predator. And that's fucked up because that just started.
And again, taking the son out of it, not speaking on the son, this man has already accused 5 people wrongly of essaying children. So why is it so fucking hard to believe that he would do this again? Why is it so hard to believe that when he speaks on someone and says that they are this terrible person, it's so hard to believe when he's been caught doing it?
Exactly. So, and again, in California, and I'll put the statute up here, we're going to go over the statute because I want everybody to understand that there is a difference between corporal punishment and corporal injury to a child in this state. And the subsection that he pled guilty to required him to cause physical trauma and inhumane punishment to a child.
Hi, everybody on YouTube, by the way. Sorry, we're talking about Petty if you don't know.
Well, since I found this one, this is him showing the transcript the other day, or whenever it was recently. This of course was just for the animal charges where that he had a mistrial on one count. If you see that, you have to hold the screen and click clear display to see the whole thing on the bottom, and that the other count was dismissed because he was found not guilty by one and a hung jury on the other. All right. So again, what he's not showing you is the rest of it, and the rest of it is what I showed, which was he was remanded to custody for 120 days to serve the sentence for the child abuse charge that he pled guilty to October 2022. This was January of 2023. So, I mean, why is he not showing the whole thing? Why is he, I mean, if he's lying about why he was in jail and going to jail, right? I mean, you have to ask yourself why. The transcript that I have is just like this one. He's just not showing the bottom page. If you see there's a line break right there, he's not showing the bottom page. You have to ask yourself, if he's lying about that, could he potentially be lying about the rest of it? Right? Okay. What was I going to show? The statue. Uh-oh. Okay. So here's the statute. Well, it says it right here in his arrest warrant. This is May 18, 2022. On or about September 1st, 2021, the County of Monterey, the crime of corporal injury to a child in violation of PC 273D, and then in parentheses A, so you can look that up, was committed by Pastor Petty in that he did willfully and unlawfully, oh, I can't see the top box. Was it inflict cruel and inhumane corporal punishment and injury resulting in traumatic condition to a child, to wit, John Doe, which is his son. So as you can see, he had to have inflicted inhumane corporal punishment causing traumatic condition to a child. That he, just went ahead and smacked the kid on the ass a few fucking times. That's not it. Not it. And he pled guilty to this. This is what, so again, how many of us, I mean, you're telling me you make a call to the police to save your other son, and this is what happens? I'll tell you why it's my business, Grandma M. It is my business and everybody's business when he brought it to this here app and lied about it. It is our business when, you can't just take accountability. Isn't that what you guys are? And yes, it's public record. It's everybody's business.
That's why he has been the one to bring it.
Don't tell me, Grandma M, you and your friends wouldn't be blasting this shit all over the place because you did about a Google article about an arrest that I was never ever formally charged, convicted, or went to court for. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Mel.
Well, I was just gonna say, he brought this. He's the one here who sat here and told us 3 different stories. He's the one who has used this at every turn to cover up the fact that he pleaded guilty to the corporal injury of a child. And he was doing it as much as last summer, because last summer he specifically showed the documents from the dogs case and he presented it as it was both cases, and he made it sound as if he was found not guilty in both cases. He has been going around this app telling you all of these things about his son. And in doing so, he's been lying about it. So why are you okay with the lies that he's been telling on a child, but you aren't okay with the fact that there are people who want to make sure that people understand this child isn't who he says he is?
And he can talk and accuse people of being guilty of SA. He can accuse people of assaulting their own children, and it's not true. He can accuse people of being a P3DO. He can accuse people of being a predator on this app with grown adult women who have consented to having whatever adult conversations with somebody that they so choose. But not one time have you just admitted what you did. So, again, we are not speaking on anybody's SA because it didn't occur. You guys have to have some sort of logical thinking. Like, yes, what he accused his child of was unfounded by CPS and by the police department. He was charged with this, and he pled guilty to it. I mean, originally, the charge willful intent to commit or DATH on a child. The original charges that he was charged with, and then he was indicted, and then they amended it to this one. They amended it in May, and he pled guilty to this one. So honestly, if you were not at fault for anything, why did you plead guilty to it? Why didn't you go to trial for it like you did your animal charges? Anybody? I mean, you went to trial for your animal cruelty, but you didn't want to go to trial for this? That's crazy. And we do know they have photos because it specifically says in sentencing that is what the state. I just got an email about the TikTok shop. That the state showed pictures from the state's computer of the victim to the judge for sentencing. So
also, I want to point out he was the one to bring it to the app and tell you that his son was like this. He was the one that made it clear that he was willing to throw his minor child under a bus to cover his own tracks. And if the story...
answer that one question, why is he allowed to be around? He's not allowed to be around this child. He has a stay away order for...
And he terminated his rights. He terminated his son's never because he has a lot to say about everybody else, right? He's always the victim of everything. Always. The same thing with the whole system and compared to what he had said prior. I mean, you have been in the system since you were 18 in Georgia. Never, ever, ever. And in Fulton County, mind you, which we know is very corrupt, but they never did you dirty. Just California? It's crazy.
I just want to know.
Oh,
sorry.
Sorry. I just want to mention really quick for anybody who's popping in and why does this matter to you? This is a reaction. This continues to be a reaction to the actions that he has taken, to our information being put out, or fake situations he has made about all of us. This is a reaction. It's not. It didn't start right here tonight. This is a reaction to what he has done to us and plenty of other people.
I mean, so there are repeated photos in here, correct. But if you notice, there's different times. You'd have to probably scroll in. These start at 18. Notice the top one on the left and the one on the top right. He's in his army fatigues, right? But he showed you a DD-214 saying he was honorably discharged in 2008. That's 2010 and 2011. Because it doesn't want to tell you that he's been lying about his military service too. He's not the honorable veteran with integrity that he claims to be, and that he points out in everybody else that has served in the military is. You know, you will notice if you listen to him that he projects on others what he is guilty of all the time. And yes, there are a lot of them, 18 to be exact. And yes, they were all different circumstances. That's why I said some of them have repeated photos. I guess like per county, like that one right here says Douglas County, but it's the same photos, but the dates are different. So, I mean, what moral turpitude are you to be running in a Macy's with your Army BDUs on, representing the United States Army, and stealing a $4,000 bracelet? Correction, $3,800. Taking it back to your home, and your commanding officer had to come and get it from you. And we know that because, again, it's in the court file in Georgia. These are all public record. You guys are all welcome to do the same research. But if he's going to go and make complete bullshit allegations on other people with no receipts and insinuations on people based off of what somebody told him, then I would suggest maybe you guys do your own research on him if you're going to believe all the shit that he says about other people. And all of these charges in Georgia are all theft related, fugitive justice related, because he doesn't want to go to court, theft by shoplifting, probation violation, all of it.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
Can someone with a felony live legally on a military base?
So you have to not have had a felony in the last 3 years or 3 felonies in 10 years.
Okay.
And even if that's the case, you still have to get approval from the garrison of the base.
Gotcha.
Oh, sorry, Firebird. I know you didn't want to do that. So there's that. Also, I mean, I just want to point out that he has never been allowed since 2010 to own or be in possession of a firearm. He did not do multiple deployments as you guys have believed. He did one in 2007 and 2008. We have that from the National Personnel Archives, which is his honorable DD-214, because he was in the National Guard. National Guard, you get a DD-214 when you're not active. You're only active when you're called to duty. He was called to duty for support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Considering in this top left photo was 2010, he definitely did not have 3 deployments. He wouldn't have been able to deploy if he had pending legal action in the States as a civilian. It is all bullshit what they say about he was kicked out for stealing deodorant. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. We still don't know why he was kicked out. We still don't have that service record yet, but it will come because that also is public record. Dishonorable discharge is the worst ever to get, and very 0.1% of the military that's discharged gets a dishonorable, and it is given by a court martial, which is a military court for a military felony. So, I mean, let's think about it. Why has he never been honest about his military service? What happened to a child, Michelle? What happened to a child? I'd like to know. You mean what he did to his child? Michelle?
Why is everyone okay? He spoke on his child and brought the child to the app then. If we're not supposed to speak on children's trauma, why was he allowed to do it? And to that effect, when he accused the other 5 individuals of being P3dos and spoke falsely on it, was he not technically speaking on a child's trauma when he did that?
I mean, but when I say don't talk about my daughter who's a victim of DV, and you guys say, oh, well, you're the one that brought it to the app. Well, he brought it to the app. But I mean, let's be honest. It's not what happened to his child. It's what he did to his child and has made his son a perpetrator in his story to be a victim. And you're exactly right, Jamie. You are exactly right. We are protecting his son more than he is and more than he ever did. Mama, you are right. So,
I just want to say, Mama G, it's not that people are clueless. People have been given clues, and it has been years that people have been given clues. People are blindly defending. They hear it. They now see it. It's been shown plenty of times, and they choose to ignore it. That's the unfortunate part. They choose to ignore what's been put in front of them for who knows how long. It's been years.
mm-hmm.
And again, when he talked about Samuel and he accused Samuel of essaying Samuel's child, was he not speaking on Sam and Sam's child and that child's trauma that ended up not being true? I really would like for people to answer that, because for me, it's okay to do it one time, but it's not okay to do it when it involves petty.
And let me just, as a first-hand experience, he brought up my daughter and wanted me to explain to him about why my daughter calls her stepfather dad. So if me sitting here putting out the truth like I had to put out when he was questioning me in his box, he too needs to put out truth and fact.
And isn't that what Shark was doing, essentially, Logan?
Absolutely. And Shark had been doing that since way before. Shark hated the topic of Pastor Petty, but as Petty kept coming for us and doing all the things that he was doing, it angered Shark. It made him mad. It made him upset. It made him go on the defense. Shark had been exposing it for quite some time.
Mm-hmm. And you guys will remember a few months ago when Lissa came into his box and said something about the bracelet, stolen bracelet. She said, where's your proof? Where's your proof? We showed the proof. And then all of a sudden it turned into, well, Petty's already talked about that.
We already knew. A minute ago, you said it was me that stole the bracelet. So which one is it? Either you knew or he lied. Which one is it?
Somebody was asking about the military service. So he served 2006. He went to boot camp. March to May. November 2027, or 2027, it's not even that. 2007 until, what was it, ladies? I can't remember.
Oh, hold on. Let me get it.
It was 8 months later.
It was March 22nd, 06 to May 18th, 06.
That was boot camp.
And then November 14th, 07 to June 29th, 08.
That was his deployment.
And that's per his information that
he didn't give the dates out, but he showed the TDD.
Showed the document.
Yeah, at first he said he's always shown his DD-214. People said they saw it. He showed the honorable one recently. He just didn't mean to show the date, but he also showed the top part where in the National Guard you get a DD-214 after each time you were called up to duty, right? And you're only called to active duty to go to combat. So he had an honorable for that period of time, 2007 and 2008. Then he had an uncharacteristic, because an uncharacteristic is for soldiers, Marines, whatever, service members that have done less than 120 days in active, or 180 days in active duty. So that was his boot camp. We know that he then went to the U.S. Army after 2008. Because here in 2010 and here in 2011, he was in the U.S. Army. but that he was kicked out in 2011, dishonorably discharged in 2011. But he's never shown a DD-214 for that because he knows damn well that he got a dishonorable. He, as a matter of fact, in that video with Boss Hog, you hear him, they're reading messages from people that have messaged that group about him. And he's like, I wish my DD-214 said dishonorable.
Holly, no.
Weird. He chose the judge in 2012 that he was kicked out. I mean, so there's that. I mean, why isn't he work? Why has he never worked? Like, since he's been on this app for sure.
Okay, y'all. Apparently, a lot of everybody is getting the shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't close. Hold on.
Also, I did open on YouTube, so if you are struggling and it's lagging, you can join over there too right now. But my favorite is running on ADHD, and we can always hop over there.
I can't even click on people's profile photos. It's saying something happened.
Yeah,
It's shutting down. People
we're
are
shutting down. We're losing each other. Yeah, every time I go to show you, that's wild.
Stephanie says it's down. She can't get on it.
Every time I go to show y'all what's going on my screen, it blocks it out.
Yeah.
Can anybody still hear?
They can hear if they don't close us. Should we just move?
They move into? Probably to favorite it. Well,
favorite it?
They can all hear though. They're all.
You can hear us, but you can't see us.
Can you see the screen? No.
A lot of them aren't seeing the screen.
Say that they can hear, they just can't see.
Yeah,
us.
it's kicking them out and giving them a message that it's gone, basically, but that like it's stuck on the last image they see, so they can see some of his things, and it's got the warning.
They can't. Some of them can't comment or request.
Yeah.
Stephanie can't.
Yeah, it's
the Americans can't.
All I have to say is I just want to say one thing. I just want to say one thing real quick. To the people who sent me a message saying that they were all threatening to contact my abuser and tell him that I'm telling people he essayed me when he catfished me. Do it.
I'll bet you for those people that got kicked out, you probably don't have a VPN, do you? Those people that are still in here, are you running a VPN?
I'm not.
I am.
I am. Hold on. Let me flip it on. Hold on.
Y'all don't do the buy TikTok thing. It will be back.
Do we only have anybody
It'll be back.
Here in America?
We just need to end it and go to favorite it, I think.
Yeah,
I have to download my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, shout it out a couple times. That way they know.
Running on ADHD. I think I just lost it. Yep. I'm done for now. Bubbles, if you're in here, please let me know when you guys find him, and give you all his record. But I'll let you guys fish around for it right now. But yeah. Hold on, guys. I got something I'm gonna put on my. Let me send this to my screen, and then I'm gonna share it with y'all. Okay. Hey, everybody. I don't know that I can do photos over here, can we? Everybody on YouTube, hold on a second. It'll be back, guys. Stop. I'm not doing the buy TikTok shit. Stop. Like, it's gonna come back, and I'm so tired of like the fear mongering and stuff some people have done. Not saying you've done it. I'm just saying I'm so fucking sick. Like, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. Literally, like, it's gonna be one of the first things that Trump fucking does, because he's literally gonna make it like all about trying to get a younger generation to support him after he tried to overthrow the government all that time ago. Polly, please stop. I know, I can't believe they kicked us off either, but you know, it is what it is. So, okay. I have to shut down and restart. I'll be right back. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. How we doing? Give me a second. Okay, so to everyone over here on YouTube, let me see, can I move myself? Oh my God, this is so stupid. Can you move me? Can you see the bottom line? Hi. Or am I in the way? Thank you, JC. Hi, everybody. I'm on YouTube too, but I'm waiting on Bougie and all them to come over here. It kicked me off, so I'm here now. But can y'all see the bottom line on this? Or move me around to see it, because it's putting me over the bottom line. There we go. Can you see it now? So that's the plea agreement. When he pleaded guilty to corporal injury of a child, he's not allowed to annoy, molest, attack, strike, threaten, harass, stalk, sexually assault, batter, or disturb the peace of his son. So would we not possibly argue that running around and telling everyone that your son is something he's not would be harassing, threatening? I wouldn't argue threatening, but I don't know. It feels as if the terms of the plea, that's 40 months long, by the way, and it was in 2023 when it was taken, are also being violated. So to anyone over here who's like, when does this matter to you? Because this man clearly took responsibility for a crime, and there's proof of it. And he's not supposed to do anything to that child. All you have to do is like go to government sources. Court documents are public information. It's called Freedom of Information Act. Everybody, how we doing over on Favorited, by the way? So, this is why I continue to advocate for his son. Guys, there's people on. Stop! Oh my God. Stop telling me. Just calm down. We're chilling over here. There are some people on Favorited. And here, I'll just end it over there so that way we're on one. Y'all are driving me nuts. Not gonna lie. Driving me nuts. Just. Apps aren't working. You can't do this, you can't do that. I get it. I do. The world is going to right itself very quickly, trust me. Okay? But I can show the photos here. So, again, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Like, I'm already overstimulated because number one, I know that people are threatening to I don't know. I don't even it is what it fucking is. If you're gonna like contact people, make sure you look up their criminal history when you do so before you trust them. Number two, this man that so many people are defending, this is the plea agreement where he specifically accepts the terms of conditions that he is not allowed to annoy, molest, attack, strike, threaten, harass, stalk, sexually assault, batter, or disturb the peace of his son. John Doe is his son. This man has been going online and telling everybody that his son sexually assaulted his younger son. Tell me how that's not harassing that boy when there is no charge. How can we sit here and say stop speaking on a child's trauma when the father is actively creating the trauma by spreading lies about his son? When did people get so heartless that they're willing to listen to a man who's lied 5 other times about someone committing sexual assault against minors, but believe him on the one where he's actually the only one that caught a charge on? And I know I don't have to tell that to you guys. I know I don't have to ask you guys that question. But in all of your hatred for the people out there who do not like me, in all of your hatred, hey, how can you sit there and ask, why talk on this, but not care that he could be damaging the psychological, emotional stability of his son? And so much more. I think if I shut down Bougie and I go live and I choose to be able to like share, you might have to go live from your own, but let me shut down, and I think when I open it up, I don't quote me. There might be a thing where I can choose to share like or go live with people. I've seen it before on my phone. So, I will shut down, I will restart a live. We will be back here, and I will be right back, you guys.